Alrighty, all welcome back to Z-Grill's Taste the Smoke. And of course, my name is Tommy, and I will be your host over here today. And on today's show, we are gonna take a look at an alternate method of cooking up some ribs. And of course, I am talking about a hot and fast rib that is still gonna give you an hour of smoke. So what I wanna do here is let's turn our attention down to the board. Let's get those ribs unwrapped, seasoned up, and then we will head on over to my Z-Grills and get that fired up. So anytime I am doing a quick rib or a hot and fast rib, I definitely do prefer a baby back, and I will show you why in a second. The first step is going to be to get them out of the package. You're going to want to have some paper towels handy because you are going to immediately get these dried off. So once you get those ribs dried off, we've got that membrane on the back. There are two trains of thought here. You can leave it and score it, or you can just remove it. I am going to remove it. Now, anytime I am pulling a membrane, I'm always going to start at the middle. I never start at the end. You're going to want to go all the way through like that and just hold the bottom bones of the ribs and just basically pull right up. And that should give you that should allow you to take the membrane off smooth. Sometimes when you pull from the end, it starts to rip over here. Doing in the middle like that, you should come off clean. Now these ribs are a little bit fugazi here on the end, so we are going to do a little cleaning up. And anything cleaned off this rib that I don't season up, I will still cook that. Nothing goes to waste here at the shack. I've got my pup Molly over there, Black Lab. She gets all the little treats, of course, unseasoned. We've got a little bit of fat here. I am just going to take some of that off. You don't have to get too crazy when you are doing a rib. Just anything that just looks, just kind of looks out of place or any discoloration, you can take it off. So anytime, as I said before, that I do a hot and fast rib, I love to use baby backs. It has an added layer of fat right on here that is going to protect the ribs. Sometimes when you do a St. Louis or a full spare rib, you don't have this fat, and doing hot and fast can do some overcooking here on the rib. So baby back it is. So basically that is all there is to it. Once you get the ribs out of the package, dried up, squared off, and cleaned up, it is time to talk about rubs. So for this one here, I am going to do an Uncle Steve shape. This is going to be a magic rib rub. I have used this in the past and it works great. If you don't have this, just use your favorite rib rub, or you can do a salt, pepper, granulated garlic. And of course, I will start at the bottom of the rib and then flip it over and do the presentation side. The reason you don't do the presentation side first is then when you flip it over, it just kind of messes it up a little bit. I mean, we are not comp cookers, but it definitely makes for a nicer presentation. We can get those little ends right here. So look, once I got the ribs all rubbed down, let's turn our attention to the Z-Grills because we got to get that fired up. Alrighty, so once your Z-Grill comes up to temp, I am using that super smoke setting. If you don't have that, just set your Z-Grills to the lowest setting possible, somewhere probably around 160 to 180. We're going to try to get as much smoke on these ribs as we can. So we are going to go 1 hour at the super smoke. At that time, I will bring you guys back and show you the next step. Alrighty, also at that 1 hour mark, that 1 hour of smoke, it is time to take this to the next step. And that next step is going to involve some foil and also a little bit of moisture. We will go on and we will get those ribs off, get them on the board, get them on some foil, and hit them with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of water, either or, it really doesn't matter. And then you are going to want to wrap those up nice and tight. After that, head on back over to your Z, because you are going to get those ribs on and turn that dial up to 400 Fahrenheit. We are going to let these ribs go for another hour. At that point, we will take this to the next step. So we've got another hour in the books. That is 2 hours in, 1 hour with the super smoke. We then wrapped it. We then turned the pit up to 400 and let it go for another hour. And here we are. And now we've got to get some barbecue sauce on the ribs. And we are going to do that every 10 minutes or so, right up to that 2.5 hour mark. And doing that is just going to allow that sauce to tack up a little bit, give you a little bit of stickiness on those ribs. And I got to say, these ribs are coming along quite nicely. All right, all you Z grillers, 2.5 hours from start to finish has gotten to this point right here. And as you can see, we've got some pretty good bone pullback. The ribs got a nice color. Let's give a little slice. And now you're not going to get a total fall off the bone rib here. If you wanted more fall off the bone, you can just leave them on for probably about another half hour or so. Personally, I like a little bit of bite on my ribs. And as you can see, the ribs got a beautiful color, got some nice moisture. I am definitely pumped, and cheers. So guys, this is about the perfect rib for 2.5 hours. You are definitely going to get a taste of that smoke. Also, that rub is in there. The sauce is right there. I mean, this is one heck of a rib from start to finish, 2.5 hours. I mean, how could you beat it? So look, that is going to end this show here. We've got spring right around the corner. Guys, girls, get outside, fire up those Z grills so you also could taste the smoke. Again, my name is Tommy. I appreciate you all for watching. And until next time, we will see you soon.